So ladies and gentlemen, I said I was going to bring you everything related to Dune, and today we're going to be reacting to some of the creative videos that you had seen or maybe even heard of about Dune Awakening, where they have exclusive in-game footage. Not only have we got one person, we got about 5 people with different perspectives and different in-game experiences that we're going to go over in this video. So I'm going to literally react to all of these videos. There's going to be one after the other. Now, it might take me a while just to edit them and upload them, but make sure you keep an eye out and put that notification bell on. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. And let's jump into what has been happening in Dune and what we can get our eyes on, and let's react. So the first video is by OMG, and I will have the links to each and individual creator in the description. So if you want to go and watch the original video without me reacting to it, then feel free to do so. If you do want to watch it from me, or even if you want to know who the next person is, well, then feel free to subscribe to me with your notifications. Then you can see who it is and then jump over to their video, or just jump straight into the descriptions. But this is just because I want to bring this content in front of you. I'm going to be watching it myself, and I thought, hey, why don't we watch it together? So let's jump in.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's OnePeg. So I have been given a unique opportunity to take place in an up until now very much NDA'd closed beta test of several different iterations of a very hyped survival game set on the planet of Arrakis, Dune Awakening.
Now, one thing I just want to point out with them wording, I will do this quite a lot where I do stop and just point out key things that they're saying. Up until now, it was under NDA. Now, what I do know with this, there's been a forever or an endless beta that's been happening from the moment it got released, which I believe was just over a year ago. The beta was just ongoing up until the game release. But the NDA has finally been lifted. That to me is saying that the game is coming really, really soon. In the comments of the last video, someone said that we're looking to get the game in April. I don't know how true that is, but I'm hyped. How hyped are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Let me know.
I've been working along with the development team for quite some time, giving them valuable feedback, I hope, along with many, many others. Originally, the beta test group was rather small, and I got involved pretty early on, and I've since seen the beta test grow into over 10,000 people.
The beta was really small. Now there's over 10,000 people playing it. I applied for this goddamn thing several times. I've never got in. Have any of you applied for it and not had the same, or had the same luck as me? Because that is crazy. There is a lot of people playing this game already, or at least beta testing it.
The moment that they're working with through multiple stages of development. For the record, I've not been paid for this, and I'm not being paid to create this video. On the contrary, I'm making it because they finally gave me permission, but also because I want to tell you about my experience. I do need to mention here, though, that the video that I'm showing you is not of a finished product, so keep that in mind. What I'm sharing with you here is exclusive footage that was taken from an event that was held at Funcom in Oslo with many other content creators that got to play hands-on. I myself, as of this point, have been very actively playing in the beta, and as of the writing of this video, I have about 400 hours and counting in this game outside of my normal streaming and YouTube upload schedule.
Sorry to say, that is impressive. 400 hours in a beta alone. I have never ever played a beta for 400 hours, and there's not many games that I've played for over 400 hours. I have to really like a game to surpass the 250, 300 hour mark. How many games have you played over 400 hours? I mean, there's not going to be many. And a beta alone, an unfinished product, and a really polished product back when it first got revealed. Now, what I'm looking at here, he did say it's beta footage, so do ignore it. Now, this is footage that we don't want to be too fooled. This is footage that was released to press and creators to make content on. So this means that they are now happy to show the game in the current state. I don't think it's going to change much from what we're going to see today. But the character models look good. The world looks good. It looks great. It looks like Conan, but with actual weapons and actual clothes and much more. Let's jump in.
Normal streaming and YouTube upload schedule. That's how much of a draw it's had on me. In fact, I've been playing pretty regularly since about May of 2024 in different stages, and I'm currently playing now.
May.
Refining my processes. And I'm glad that I'm finally able to share with you all that I'll be working on a multitude of content to share with you all about various points of interest, how the game works, progression arcs, tips and tricks, etc. Of course, as soon as I'm able to. The game is set on Arrakis, in a parallel universe where Paul Atreides was never born. You arrive on Arrakis with nigh but the rags on your back and somehow have to find a way to survive on this harsh planet. There are several specializations on character creation, from Trooper to Bene Gesserit to Mentat to Swordmaster and others that all have unique traits, characteristics, and abilities. But the unique thing about this is that you're able to learn all or some or whatever you want from each one of these specialization trees. You can mix and match and create a character all unique to yourself. I should also say here that this game is being made with the blessing of the Herbert family, who is...
Just to quickly say, that camp, or we can see a camp here, which is the same camp that you had on the rock form before, which is the same as what we just saw in the beauty trailer, that you can just set up camp everywhere. I'm guessing this is going to be quite a long thing that we have until we can make our own base. I don't think we can make a base straight from the get-go. It's not going to be like your normal survival experience. I reckon we're really going to be stranded, really going to be struggling until we can actually make a proper base.
Should also say here that this game is being made with the blessing of the Herbert family, who assisted with the accuracy of the lore, and Funcom has, in my opinion, absolutely nailed it. First and foremost,
that's good news, guys. Really good news that he's saying that they have nailed it.
This is a tried and true survival game that involves base building,
just like Conan. Very easy, very good building technique. The reason I think the building is really good in Conan, obviously we're going to watch it here, but what I think's really good about the building in Conan is it actually goes off of weights. You can't just have platforms floating like Fortnite. You actually have to have pillars, and when the pillars are down, X amount of pillars will be able to hold X amount of platforms, which will be able to hold X amount of floors, depending on the wall structure and everything. So it's not just going to be a case of where you can just build like crazy. You have to think about your builds and make them not only look good, but actually architecturally good, so they stand and they can withhold damage. You don't want someone to just come in and attack your base or raid your base in PvP, take out one pillar and your whole base is gone. No, you've got to think about it and you've got to really build them properly. So I do love the base building in Conan.
Finding tiers of materials.
I like that. I do really like the way you break it down by following a trail. It just makes it not so hitting a pickaxe against a rock. You actually have to find the weak spot and then cut the weak spot.
Management.
It's a bit tedious, of course, but it's a lot more immersive. It's what we want, right? A game's meant to be fun, not easy. Well, it could be both.
And a
resource management.
Survival aspect of potentially dying if you dehydrate. This is Arrakis, after all.
Is that a water looking at the far left? Wow.
The emphasis on water is prevalent almost immediately. And in order to get water early on, you not only have to harvest it from plants, but also harvest it from enemies in the form of blood that you can either drink if you're truly desperate, or refine back at your base into drinking water using a blood refinery.
Crazy. That's actually crazy. I don't have YouTube Premium, guys, so we're going to be watching the adverts, unfortunately. I mean, it looks like it runs well and smooth.
Spice. You'll also need to gather materials, a lot of which are obtained using a mining laser, which has an engaging minigame where you scan the object and then trace along its weak point to efficiently harvest the node.
You saw what he just done there. He moved from behind the mineral rock in the shade and sprinted across as quickly as possible, because there's that little meter on the middle top of the screen, which is the sun. You really can't be in the sun for long. And I don't know if he's got steel armor on yet. It doesn't look like it. But yeah, you need to get out of that sun quick.
There are also large ship
Here we go.
Space vessels that you can explore.
He's fully overheated. I'm not too sure what the negatives are. but he's got people with him. So guys, if you do join the Discord now and go over to the Dune part in the Discord, we'll be starting up our own clan ready. So when the game drops, loads of us, hundreds of us can all build bases next to each other or make one giant city. The shooting looks really good. They look spongy, but we don't want people to die in one shot, especially in PvP.
As well as Imperial laboratories that function almost like dungeons that hold many diverse experiments, some of which have to do with the rumors surrounding there being water somewhere on the planet, complete with their own bosses, by the way.
Cool. Just like Conan. If you do want to understand what this game's going to be like, I would strongly suggest you actually go and play Conan Exiles as well, by the way, guys. If you would like me to make videos on Conan Exiles, let me know, and I can also go back.
And you'll need to visit both of these in order to obtain resources necessary to create vehicles, weapons, armor, and tools.
That's awesome.
It wouldn't be Arrakis without the sandworms, and there are sandworms that are all too eager to eat you if you get found caught out on the sand.
Yeah, if you want me to go back and play Conan Exiles and do walkthroughs and everything like that, let me know. If it's not requested, I'm not going to do it. But if it is requested and you guys would like to understand a little bit more and me going over the full mechanics.
Eaten by a worm on a few different occasions, and trust me when I tell you, it is equal parts epic, terrifying, and very frustrating when it happens. It's a rite of passage to be eaten by a worm on Arrakis, and it will happen to everyone at least once. It's just the nature of things. Now, eventually, you'll be able to work your way into a sand bike, which opens up parts north of southern Haga Basin. And boy, I'll tell you, that first traversal is nerve-wracking. Now, obviously, I don't want to give away too much because games like this are about discovery, after all. But I just want to say here that they absolutely nailed the feeling of Dune. The arid climate, the hunt for water, and even the politics of the Landsrad are included in this game. This video just scratches the surface of what Dune has. Like I said, I've spent 400 hours so far in this game, and I'm still discovering things as time goes on. There is an absolute ton to learn about in Dune Awakening, and I'll be with you all in the very near future to share more about my experiences in the game and hopefully provide you with some content to help guide you along your own journey.
Keyword, very near future. Now, I do want to give you an example as well of the size of this map. The size of this map is 500 plus square kilometers. Conan Exiles is 54 square kilometers. So it is 10 times the size of Conan Exiles. Now, if you haven't played Conan Exiles, if you are on foot and you are walking, it would take you a good couple of hours to go from point to point or corner to corner in the map. If you're on a horse, you could probably do it in 30 minutes to an hour, but it's still a long time considering Conan Exiles, you can run and you don't have to worry about the elements. There is obviously elements in the game that can hurt you, but you have to try and get from point A to point B on Conan with the worry of the sun and all of the other things. So even with a ornithopter, I think someone said it was in the comments, shout out to you, thanks for helping me out in the last video, I still think it's going to take a long time, and probably one of my first videos once we get the ornithopter is to see actually how far or how long it takes to go from corner to corner of the map in that, or on a bike or even on foot. Let's see how long it takes. It'd be interesting. I might even do a stream and just not stopping until we get to the other side of the map.
For those of you that might be interested in the game, there will be a link in the description for the Steam wishlist. Now for this one, this is all I have. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you end up enjoying this content or you want to see more of this from me, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It really does matter. Otherwise, you can check me out over at twitch.tv/onepeg, where I am live almost every single day around 6 to 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If neither one of those work for you, perhaps I will see you in another video. Thank you so much for lending me your eyeballs, everyone, and I'll see you real soon.
So guys, his link is in the description. Make sure you go over there and subscribe and like. I'll make sure I've got a subscription on the channel and I've liked the video because I really enjoyed that video. Yeah, go over there, jump on that, give him, obviously hit him up. And when the game does come out or where we get more information, I'll make sure I bring it to you. There's a couple more videos, so they might not be live as soon as you see this one, but do go to my channel because I'm going to have many videos on Dune from all these creators where we react and we give our opinions. What did you pick out of that video that I might not have seen? And you could probably suggest in the comments what was so good about it or what you're most looking forward to. See you in the next one. Peace.